Hello and welcome back to the Soul and Strategy podcast. My name is Sabine. I'm a spiritual life and soul business coach, and I help women start their own soul-led business as new coaches, new counselors, new practitioners. And I help them build that inner confidence and mapping out the strategy to attract their first clients, to fill out their workshops, and to create that business that they're dreaming of. And today I wanted to talk to you about workshops and how workshops are one of the probably most powerful ways to build trust and attract clients. And workshops have been in my business from, I would say, almost the very start. And I have really felt how workshops have been so beneficial and how I have gained clients through in-person workshops that were paid, free workshops online. So I want to share a little bit about that strategy and why it's so powerful. So why are workshops so much more powerful than, for example, a PDF guide or some kind of challenge? So I'm talking about live workshops. They're so powerful because they first are a way for people to enter your world. So it's very unlikely that people will find you and they will directly buy your coaching program or coaching sessions with you and invest $1,000, $2,000 with you. It's more likely that they want to enter at a lower point. So a workshop is a great way for them to get to know you and to maybe invest only a little bit. Either if it's a free workshop, obviously there's no financial investment, it's mainly their time. Or it's a paid workshop and they're spending maybe 2-3 hours or even a whole day with you. And the power and the beautiful thing there is that they're actually getting to know you. And that is something that is so important as well, because there are so many coaches, counselors, practitioners out there that might offer something similar to you. For example, in my case, I'm a business coach and there are lots of other business coaches out there, right? So one thing that sets me apart from them is, of course, also my focus on mindset, but also my personality, because I am the only one of me, right? Like, I only exist once, and my personality will also be a determining factor if you would like to work with me or not. So I have seen, for example, other business coaches or coaches out there who are probably doing great things and have great success, but I just don't vibe with them. I just don't support their beliefs, their methods, and I wouldn't want to work with them because I just don't feel aligned. So workshops are a great way to give people that little taster of who you really are and also of your methods. So when I think about creating a workshop as a lead magnet or as a way to funnel people into your coaching sessions or whatever package you have, is that I also want to look at what can I integrate into the workshop that is maybe already part of my package. So for example, for me, that is visualizations. I often do visualizations in my paid and also free workshops because that's also how I work with my clients. Yes, we do the strategy, and a lot of my workshops do have a strategy component where we talk about the plan, the hard facts, the step-by-step things, like we do here in the podcast as well. But I also like to do visualizations because when I work with the mind, when I work with the fears and building inner confidence and the parts that are afraid to take that next step, we often do visualizations. And so if I integrate them into my workshop, I give my potential clients a taster of how it would be to work with me, how I do those visualizations, what they will get. And they also get a transformation already, which is another thing when it comes to workshops, especially with free workshops. I'm seeing this a lot where people just use this as a huge sales pitch. And people actually don't really leave with any insights or any transformations. So when we create a workshop or any type of lead magnet, we really want to make sure that when they leave, they actually have gained something. Even if it's for free, even if afterwards you want to have them in your coaching container, they should leave with a positive impression and with something they can already implement. So they already have gained something just by being in that space with you. So we've got building trust as a big advantage and showcasing your skills and also your authority. So telling them a little bit about why you're qualified to help them. So those two are huge advantages to workshops, because you can't actually feel someone else's personality as much through a short video on their Instagram, a short reel, or through a PDF guide, or through a PDF audit, let's say, if they can audit their own content. I've seen those a few times, and they're great as well. But when it comes to one-on-one coaching, people really want to make sure that you're the right person and they're going to work with you, right? It's not just they buy a course and then it's recorded and that's it, but you're going to sit in a room together. So they need to make sure that they like you and that they trust you, your authority, your knowledge, and they vibe and connect with your approach. And all these three things can be covered in a workshop. Now you might be thinking, what about recordings? What if I pre-record a video series? That's still great because you're still building trust, you're still showing your personality, you can still use different tools that you would be using in your bigger container. The only thing there is that unless it was live and you have recorded it, the energy will be different. And you probably know that for yourself. If you've ever watched a pre-recorded video, it's harder to follow. It's harder to stay focused on the actual video, on the actual material, because some people might just read off a script and it just doesn't feel like the energy is just different. So I always recommend doing those things live at least once, and then you can record it. But also when you do it live and you have people attending live, you get the chance to actually get to know those people. You can ask them questions. They can engage with you in the chat. They might unmute and ask questions. I always love to do Q&A sessions at the end. So I actually get to know people already, which I would not have if I had a recorded video or if I had a PDF guide or maybe a challenge, unless there's some kind of like counseling, coaching, support through, let's say, Telegram or Voxer. But in those live workshops, there is an interchange, right? Between you giving the information, you giving the tools, and them asking you questions, providing input. And I personally love that because it's not just me speaking at them, but they might say something or ask a question. And I actually can build that workshop and my content, what I'm saying, a little bit around what they want to get out of the workshop, what they are most interested in, the questions they have. So we are actually creating the experience together rather than just me doing it for them. And then once you have built that trust, once you have already gotten to know them, it's a lot easier to then invite them into a free call with you afterwards and to sell your coaching package, because they have already had that deep touch point with you. They have not just watched a 1-minute video or they have read 5 pages of your PDF guide, but they've actually spent an hour or 2 hours with you live. They have experienced your energy. They have experienced your knowledge, authority, the tools. They're already feeling and knowing if you are the right person or not, even before you're jumping on a call with them. They're probably have made a decision to a certain degree already. And of course, your free call and everything that comes after is still really important. But that workshop kind of lays the foundation for that trust building and that connection. And it doesn't matter if it's paid or unpaid. I have had clients come through paid in-person workshops from free online workshops. So anything works here. It's more about how can you get someone in the room with you? How can you transmit your energy to them? How can you show them what you're doing and how you can help them and already give them that aha moment and those insights, so that they think, if I can get so much out of this free workshop, what would happen if I signed up to work 5, 6, or 3 months with this person? What results would we get there? What would they provide me with if I joined them for something paid versus just this 2-hour for free or 2-hour paid workshop even? So we want to create such a positive experience that they can't wait to move on and get into the next step and the next bigger package with you. So these are the reasons why I think workshops are such a great thing, either, in person, online. And if you have never run a workshop, I really invite you to think about it. I'm not saying you have to do it or this is for you, but just sit with the idea and think about what would that look like for you, for your niche, for what you're doing. And also think about, and that's something that I haven't said in this episode, but your workshop doesn't need to solve the entire thing, right? Especially if you're selling a bigger package. Just choose one topic and one small thing or one higher level overview, and don't feel like you need to change their entire life in a 60 or 90-minute workshop, because that's going to be impossible, I can already tell you. So think about, what is one thing that they really want to transform? What's their biggest pain point? And how can you create something small that is transformational for them in terms of a workshop? So I'll leave you with that. Sit with it, see what comes up for you, what works for you. And if you want to discuss your thoughts, if you want to get some feedback, I have a free 30-minute call called the Soul Business Startup Session. So in this call, we can look at your vision, your challenges, where you want to head in the next 6 months or 1 year, and what are the next steps for you. And also, if you're interested, how can I help you making those steps possible and put them into an actual plan? So if you have an idea for the workshop, for your next steps, sign up, jump onto the free session, and we can have a chat, we can discuss. Or you can drop me a message in Instagram and get my feedback there. And I would love to connect with you there. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find the link in the show notes. And I'll see you in the next episode. And I'm so excited to hear about maybe the workshop you're creating. Let me know. I'm very keen to hear what you're bringing into this world. So feel free to connect or leave a comment here under this episode. And if you enjoyed this podcast, send the episode to anyone who might benefit from this episode. You can also follow the podcast or leave a review for the podcast so more people can find it and more people can start their own businesses and really make an impact into the world, because that's what I'm here for and that's what I want for you and for anyone else. Hope you're having a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are, whatever you're gonna do next. And I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, bye-bye.